So I am a fan of First Things First, and I'm only making this video because I actually do enjoy the product. It's a show with Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, and also Kevin Wildes on it. It used to have Jenna Wolfe on it. Her contract ran out. It's a show that I've liked over the years. I really thought that Chris Broussard, making him a part of that show in the full term was the right move. I thought it was a home run get. I love Chris Broussard. I had the ultimate respect for him during his reporting days, and I think he does a good job at this point in his career of being somebody who pretty much commentates, gives his perspective, analyzes whatever sport is needed at the time, mostly basketball, a lot of football as well in season. So I love the product. But I was watching it the other day, and I was like, man, I can't be the only person that's noticing this. And oftentimes I like to speak up for people. I have the platform to do so. This show isn't good as it used to be. In large part, in my opinion, Nick Wright doesn't let guys talk anymore. He will cut anybody off. And it's like, look, Nick Wright is doing the Skip Bayless thing. You attach yourself to, athletes like Tim Tebow or Baker Mayfield. And in Nick's case, he's doing it with Patrick Mahomes. He's done it with LeBron James. And you attach yourself to these athletes and these teams, and pretty much your career is attached to the greatness of those athletes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Nick Wright is a very smart man, by the way, and I don't have to agree with a lot of what he says, but I respect his right to have his perspective. But over the last few months, every time I've tapped into the show, more and more, it feels like Nick Wright just doesn't care what anybody else has to say. And I don't care what you're doing. Again, keep in mind, I am a person that's interned and worked on a couple big-time debate shows in my life. I don't know everything, but I will say this. I don't believe debate television works properly when you don't allow your co-host to talk. As important it is to grow your brand, it's also important to grow the brands of the people that you're talking with every day. And in Nick's case, he's pretty much supposed to grow the brand of Chris Broussard. And right now, I don't think Nick is doing a good job of that, or, he's just cutting everybody off. If they have a guest on, he'll cut the guest off. Look, Skip Bayless, if nothing else, give him credit for finding two, like lightning in a bag with Stephen A., the magic they made at ESPN, and Shannon Sharp, the magic he's making with him right now at FS1. He's found lightning twice. And that's a big part of the success that Skip's had and the money that he's been able to make, and why people tune in to see him. They tune in oftentimes to disagree with him, to hear how crazy he's going to find a way to, defend his conversation or whatever side he believes in. Again, the other side matters. The Shannon Sharps, the Stephen A. Smiths, the Chris Broussards, the Kevin Wildes, their sides matter. If not, then you could just do the podcast thing by yourself. The opinions of others matter, and if you're cutting everybody off, I don't know what's got in the Nick. I don't know if Jenna Wolfe leaving. I don't know if she controlled the desk better than Kevin's doing. Right now, Nick Wright is having a free fall. Every given second, as soon as somebody else talks, he's going to cut them off and just do whatever the hell he wants. He's just going rogue on the whole show. You watch it and tell me, and remember what I said, and watch it the next time and tell me what you think about it. Come back in my comment section and say, FERRO, you were right. FERRO, I don't see what you're talking about. Every time someone else talks, I don't care who it is, Nick Wright is likely to cut them off. He is just going rogue on the show right now. And I'm dumbfounded because Nick Wright never did that when Chris Carter was there, and didn't do it a lot with Jenna Wolfe there, from what I remember, in the middle of the pandemic. When they were, and I only bring that up to say they were shooting from the confines of wherever space that they shot out of, their home studio spaces, right? Like, you would think then there would be more room to get cut off because you got signals, delays, all that good stuff. But when they're back in studio right now, Nick Wright is on a spree of cutting people off and just altering the show in ways he seems fit. I did not see him do that with Chris Carter. And I know it's hurt Chris Broussard because, Chris Broussard gets on this podcast with Rob Parker and he goes and cuts Rob Parker off every few seconds. It's like, man, you got to let your co-host talk. Nick knows that. I don't know what's gotten into him. I don't know if he's got the backing of FS1, if they've given him more power, if they let him know it's his show. Is there a big salary gap? I don't know. But right now, the product for me is becoming unbearable. And it was one of my favorite sports debate television shows. No matter the time flip or whatever, the time swap, whatever, I'm still rocking with him. It's just the thing that's making it unbearable is not the time swap, not that I don't like the talents, not that Jenna Wolf's not there. It's the fact that Nick Wright ain't letting no one else talk right now. I know I'm not the only person that's noticed that.